I want to get into a couple of things that I want to talk about. And you might have heard me talk a bit about, great brands healing quickly. We talked about this a little bit last week. And that's true. I had this little this card about these things that I wanted you to do about helping you and creating your brand. And if you have a solid brand, whenever you trip up, you heal quickly. This was the card that I was talking with you about. One of the elements, the things that I wanted you to focus on. But it got me thinking about when you're actually. I want to talk about when you are interviewing with organizations. There are things about your evaluation of the organization that I want you to notice. And this is, are you picking a good organization for yourself? Now, the one thing that I want to point you to is when you get into these interviews. Now, coming to you as not just an executive recruiter and a career coach, but before I was a career coach and an executive recruiter, I was a management and information technology consultant. And during the 18 years or so that I did that, I consulted to more than 150 companies, helping them improve their processes, their technologies, and those kinds of things. In that segment of my life, along with the recruitment that I've done for another 15 years, it's been something like 350 companies that I've looked at. So what I'm about to tell you, I can say with a good degree of certainty that when you look at organizations and the way that they approach things, much like your good brand and companies with good brands heal quickly, but organizations that are relatively poor, they do this. They seek the quick fix. So have you ever noticed maybe your organization or one that you interviewed with, when an organization tends to be in one crisis mode after another, they tend to try to band-aid things. Like they're always in short-term hyperventilation mode because something went wrong and they now need to fix it immediately. Somebody left, surprisingly. Now they're trying to hurry and hire somebody. A system broke, so they're band-aiding it. It's kind of like I live in the Chicagoland area. Well, I used to live in the city of Chicago, and it would be like I would drive down the streets, and I would have to drive slowly because I was worried that I would hit a pothole and it would, hurt my tire and break my rims or whatever. Like in the city of Chicago, they would just, pothole one after another, and before you knew it, you were basically driving down what felt like a rocky road. That's what bad companies do. So when you get into these interviews and you're thinking about, well, am I joining a company that's in this perpetual mode where they're constantly seeking quick fixes? The thing that I want you to do is I want you to start paying attention to why they're in the positions they're in. So questions like this that you are going to need to ask them, well, why did that happen? How did that occur? Like, why is that important? What are you doing next? What would be next? You need to start looking at your line of questioning along these lines. A multi-part questions to what it is the organization is doing, why they're doing it, why they're in a predicament they're in, or why they're in the growth situation they're in, right? So as you start to go into these interviews and you start to get the opportunity to ask your questions, I want you to make sure that you are not just asking the basic questions, and you are not just asking questions that I've coached you to ask in a number of my videos. In the interview intervention book, we've given you 39 great questions to ask, and if you buy that interview intervention free book package, buy it for the $7 or the chip in the $7 or whatever, and we send you an extra ebook with 75 great questions. It's not just about asking those questions and the mechanics of asking them and trying to get the superficial data that those questions could yield, but the smart job seeker and the real investigator is looking beneath the surface as to, it's the iceberg effect, so to speak. So it's not just what they're telling you, it's not just what they're showing you, but are you truly getting it? Are they making quick fixes? Do they seem to be going into one crisis after another? And as a matter of fact, for your own employers, for those of you that are employed, is this happening? So it's just an indication. Now, one other thing I want to say about this is the opposite is true as well. So while I say bad companies seek quick fixes, so too do job seekers who make poor choices about the organizations they join. So perhaps you've just been let go. Maybe you are getting tired of your job search and you're willing to take anything. Maybe you are doing just fine in your role and an opportunity comes up and you make a quick jump. So for whatever reason, I want you to be careful that you yourself are not falling victim to the quick fix syndrome. I hate my boss. I hate my life. I'm not making enough. I don't feel appreciated. And then just jump. Now, those are all good reasons for you to want to investigate opportunities. They are. I totally support that. What I always grow concerned of is as a recruiter, any job candidate that I have that is in dire need to make a change, they usually become more susceptible to that quick fix syndrome where they just want to solve it quickly because they just want to change because they don't like their situation. To that I say to you, I want you to get ready, get your requirements in order, get your needs in order, make sure you're thoughtful about why you're changing, make sure you're evaluating what you currently have so that you're really taking stock of your current situation and you can be thoughtful. I do not want you to be, the analogous job seeker of this, right? Bad companies make quick fixes. I don't want you as a job seeker to make a quick fix and put yourself and push a bad position that you are going to have to rectify again in the short term. So I want to call your attention to that, all right? Watch out for organizations that seem to be making quick fixes. Are you getting into an organization that has a healthy track record of supporting its employees, of supporting its customers, and those kinds of things? So be really careful, all right? That's one thing that I wanted to share with you today.